This episode of DNews is brought to you by Norton Security. You might get a surprise one as a kid or an awful, embarrassing one as an adult, but what the heck causes a nosebleed? Hey guys, Julia here for DNews. 60% of the population will experience epistaxis or a nasal hemorrhage sometime in their life. They're embarrassing, messy, and fun fact, in Japanese pop culture, a sign of sexual arousal. So what happens when Mount Vesuvius erupts on your face? Well, your nose is filled with lots of blood vessels with only a thin membrane to protect them. Often this membrane gets torn or irritated, and boom, your face is dripping with blood. There's two kinds of nosebleeds, anterior and posterior. Anterior nosebleeds are in a part of your nose called the Kesselbach's triangle and are triggered by an irritation to the lower nasal septum, the thin membrane that separates your nostrils. Kids most often get this kind. I bet they spend too much time digging for gold. More common in adults, posterior nosebleeds originate further back and higher up in the nose to where arteries are. Sometimes they can be severe enough to warrant medical attention. So how do you get them? Well, the nose is in a pretty vulnerable place, so a bump or a punch might do some damage. Other than that, common irritants include cold, high altitude, and dry air. Anything that dries out your nose leaves the lower nasal septum vulnerable. A little scratch from a fingernail can start the blood gushing. Although spontaneous nosebleeds might be a sign of hypertension or infectious disease, or even more rarely, vitamin C deficiency, anemia, or heart failure. Those are the kind of common causes. What about more strange ones, you ask? Recently, it was reported that a Scottish backpacker who had just come back from South Asia started to have frequent nosebleeds. After a few weeks, she went to the doctor, who thought it wasn't serious and just told her to go home. Then one night, she felt the blood clot move. Upon closer inspection, she saw something with ridges. A leech had lived in her nose for 4 weeks. That is horrifying. So how do you stop a nosebleed? Dr. Mary Pickett from the Harvard Medical School says a pinch will do the trick, and you should treat all nosebleeds like an anterior one. Pinch your nose halfway between the tip of your nose and the bridge. Lean forward so the blood doesn't drip down your throat. Hold tight for 5 minutes. If that doesn't do the trick, repeat. On rare occasions, you might need to go to the hospital. More complicated methods include cauterizing the blood vessel using silver nitrate. Researchers from Detroit Medical Center won an Ig Nobel Prize in 2014 for using an old-school approach. The award celebrates silly and surprising, but practical research. The researchers couldn't stop a young girl's nosebleed with traditional methods, so they tried salt pork. They say that there are some clotting factors in the pork, and the high level of salt will pull in a lot of fluid from the nose. Unfortunately, this might cause more harm than good if it's coated in bacteria, so it's not recommended to use at home. You don't want bacteria in your nose. That's bad. So do you get nosebleeds? How would you stop them? Would you ever use pork? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, hit that subscribe button and keep coming back here for more DNews every day of the week.